Devlog, what I oh, it's finally. Is it here? Chat, is it here? Oh, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Uh-oh. Changes defense mechanism. Closed testing. Closed testing. Well, closed testing. What does this mean? In the near future, a closed testing session will be held to trial new mechanic prototype related to air defense. In the upcoming sessions of public test, we'll continue testing the possible changes to air defense that we already spoke of. This was the whole AA sector thing. Yeah, AA mechanics thing. This time, a number of new mechanics will be added on top of the changes we mentioned previously. The discharge airstrike armament now have an alternate firing mode with distinct characteristics and aiming mechanics. With this alternative mode active, the airstrike aircraft fly to the indicated point and start patrolling similarly to the fighter consumable. What? Are they giving everyone plane spotting? Oh wait, while being pursued by aircraft deployed through the alternative airstrike mode, squadrons completely lose the ability to detect ships. They can, however, still see ships that are detected by allies. Okay. Unlike fighters, these planes are capable of pursuing an enemy squadron for an extended period of time, though they do not cause significant damage to their HP. AA effectiveness will be higher against squadrons that are being pursued by airstrike plane. Wait, so wait, hold on. Hold on, sorry, let me chat. So, you deploy fighters that can't spot, but they can chase enemy planes that fly through them, but they don't do any damage. But their AA effectiveness will be higher against those squadrons. Okay. While being pursued by aircraft deployed through the oh yeah, okay. So if they get pursued by this, the squadrons can't spot. So you deny them plane detection. What a or you deny them detect like spotting. But what a convoluted way of making that when the solution has been there this entire time, and that's make carrier minimap spotting only. And if you don't have a discharge airstrike, you're hampered even more now. Not having plane ASW and having ship-based ASW is a huge nerf. How is this less confusing than just making the spotting minimap only? I don't understand their logic. How is this supposed to be better? You launch an airstrike that you launch a fighter plane that can tag the enemy planes. It can, but it will deny them spotting and not do a whole lot of damage. What a convoluted way of denying carrier spotting. Why not just make it minimap only spotting? This seems... What? AA effectiveness... Okay. AA effectiveness will higher against squadrons than our person. AA effectiveness is a new parameter that sets the chance that continuous damage will be dealt to... AA effectiveness is a new parameter that sets the chance that continuous damage will be dealt to an aircraft from an attacking group of the squadron. Otherwise, the damage will be dealt to the aircraft from the rest of the squadron. So there's an RNG mechanic to dealing damage from the attacking squadron, and that RNG gets more in your favor if you have higher AA effectiveness. What the... At the same time, the airstrike aircraft themselves are incapable of detecting enemy ships under any circumstances, and they are vulnerable to AA. This new mechanic will allow surface ship captains to more actively defend themselves and their allies against enemy aircraft by reducing their spotting potential, and it will also make the airstrike armament more versatile. What a convoluted mechanic. Dude, wargaming. It's very simple. Just make carrier spotting minimap only. The same way the first 5 seconds of radar works. The same way minimap spotting works like now. The same way cyclone spotting works. Like, you already have the mechanic in your game. You have it. It's there. It's implemented. Just make it for CVs only. I mean, you already have it for the sub-spotting, the hydrophone. You already have it for cyclones. Adapted to carriers. So much easier than all of this. Bro, this seems so convoluted. And also, it will make the airstrike armament more versatile. Oh, absolutely, but it will screw over people who don't have plane-based ASW even further. And especially since the latest trend seems to be adding ASW to new ships while keeping old ships without it. Like, ships that need it the most don't have it. Why does Guten Lu that launches airstrikes not have ship plane-based ASW? Why does Hindenburg, one of the slowest cruisers in the game, why does that thing not have ship plane-based ASW? Thank you, Dreadhead, for the 12. Dude, wargaming, yeah, introducing more coding and more RNG. What can go wrong? Exactly. And is this like, is this a convoluted way of reducing the strikes aimed at the submarine? Because now it's going to be on cooldown, because people are going to be using it to defend against incoming. But how is this? I don't understand. How do they think this is less convoluted? Because how are you going to explain to the average potato that that fighter plane that is spotting you, if you launch a similar fighter plane, it's not going to be spotting the enemy team, because it's a different fighter plane that they're using? How is that supposed to be less convoluted and more straightforward for the average player to understand than minimap spotting? And what if you're sailing in? The average player, I mean, is he going to be able to differentiate between, oh, that's a fighter plane that spots me, that's a fighter plane that doesn't, and that's a fighter plane that doesn't? Like, is he going to be more aware of that, and is that going to be more logical than just making carrier spotting minimap spotting? This seems so backwards. This seems like like they had a betting who could come up with the worst solution, and this was it, and this is the one they chose. Hey, bro, so you have a chance to deny spotting unless you're a destroyer, right? Bro, I don't see how this is less confusing. How can we just have minimap only spotting, right? I don't understand. Minimap only spotting was clearly too complicated for players to understand, so thank God Wargaming was working on this clearly much simpler and not confusing counterplay. Like, exactly. Oh my lord. Bro. I mean, it's a positive change, but it's... Why can they just not make minimap only spotting? I don't get it. I don't see how this is... Bro. Holy... Wow. Now try explaining that to the average player. The guy who just wants to press W and watch his ship go boom boom. Try to explain those mechanics to him. Holy. It's still better than nothing if we ever see it on live. It took 3 months for their AA rework to go from a dev blog to now apparently a promise that we're gonna see it in the future. It took 3 months for that, so I'm not holding my breath. I'll believe it when I see it. But like, Jesus, what the hell am I watching? Yeah, it's another close test again. They're doing a lot of close tests, aren't they? Yeah, no, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, but I'm not holding my breath, Jen. I'm not holding my breath.